folks. Before we go on, I just want to check on some sports stats, keep myself sharp here on the sports, and I'll use my computer and just go in here, and I'm going to check. Okay.
I like to watch Dylan when the beat drops.
You were a little late on the beat drop there with your hand motion. It's all right. You're close enough.
My name's Dave. Welcome to Too Much Dip 8. That second one, man. Every time. I'm here with Dylan. You already heard from him.
Very happy to be here, despite my Golden Knights falling in Game 1, Western Conference Finals.
You're getting right into puck talk, man. Right
I'm just
off
saying,
the top.
I'm glad to be here despite the disappointment of last night.
Save that Fuego take.
Okay.
He's very disappointed.
You know what else has a great beat drop? There's a new song by DJ Khaled featuring Drake. It's called Pop Star. Really good beat drop in the first 30 seconds in. Check it out.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I heard it for the first time like a month ago.
Is it a month old?
That might be unfair. It probably is. Most things are to Dylan.
I'm not like early on music guy, so it doesn't matter to me.
That's why we like you.
Okay.
We've got Micah here, Micah Weiner.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, David. Hi, KJ. Hi, Dylan.
What up?
It's great to be here with you guys.
Swallowing that microphone.
This is how I do it.
It really is.
As H for sports that Dylan is when we start this, Micah and his microphone may have a similar relationship.
We get a little quality time.
It's like the Horni Report, like right off the rip.
Yes, it is like that.
Well, thanks for coming, Micah.
It's just happy Labor Day to you guys.
Happy Labor Day.
There are a
I'm
lot
glad I
of
could bring
working
everybody
men and
together.
women that are listening to this pod, and we appreciate them.
Absolutely.
We appreciate their business.
We salute their service. They wake up, go to work, go home, go back to work. I respect that.
I salute their service as long as they salute ours. Meaning, like, dude, you guys got up and talked to your friends on a microphone, like on Labor Day.
We're the real heroes, like you said at the beginning of Circling Back.
I don't mean to we don't need to be gassed up, but I think give credit where it's due, and it's due right here.
That's very true.
KJ's in the building.
For sure. Every time. Always. I am here prideful. Yeah, that's a bunch of throwaway words there.
Yeah, I noticed that hat that I haven't seen you wear before.
Oh, man,
you were wearing it.
I was
today.
just cycling through the options, and I was like, you know what? I'll go with the 1-0 hat.
It's a Mustang.
I'll just rock the victory hat.
Pony up.
Yeah.
Bang! It's good!
Our Bobcats lost, and that's what you're going to...
I'm giving credit. I'm all about giving credit today. It's Credit Monday.
Okay.
Credit due to the Ponies.
1-0.
They're one of my favorite teams. I'm a Dallas guy, even though I couldn't even sniff SMU law. I think I got waitlisted. That might be generous, though. That's fine. That's fine. I root for them. I like Shane Buechele. I don't mind losing to them, even if they did look really, really bad.
You root for them over
Against
your
an upstart.
Bobcats?
Huh?
Over your Bobcats, you root for them?
No, not
Okay.
over the Bobcats, although I did have a significant amount of money on the Cats, who easily covered. I got it at 24. I mean,
I had
that's crazy.
Very, very mild interest in that game. I watched it, a little bit of it, and I couldn't say I was too disappointed in the outcome of the game because it's Texas State. SMU's a good football team. At least they were last year.
Yeah.
So
We are this year. We're undefeated.
We're waiting to find that out.
Yeah.
'Cause didn't look good.
The state receivers, though, you think you made a comment about it. Oh, my gosh.
I don't know where those guys came from. We're going to get into that.
Some bigger-time schools missed on them,
They made a couple plays. We'll give them that.
They did. That honestly might be the highlight of the year, but
Yeah.
we'll get into that later. Before we do that, make sure you follow Too Much Dip on Twitter. That's Dip with 2 P's on Twitter, Too Much Dip on Twitter. Also, we are on Instagram. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. I follow it.
Too Much Dip podcast on Instagram. Check us out. Reels coming soon. We're going to just make Micah do the power plant reels. What do you think about that? What's Boo Boo think about that?
She has no thoughts on that.
Good. She's not producing the show. Power plant it is.
We shall see. Power plant. We're not there yet. The electricity hasn't been ramped up.
Well, we got the, football season can't get here soon enough.
Well, it's here.
It is here. You know what else is here? Subscribe and leave a review season. Please do so if you have not already. It's the lifeblood of our pod. We're available anywhere pods are sold. 5 stars only. We'll start reading reviews again if you guys leave some heat in the reviews.
It's also not a bad idea to share this with a friend
Yes.
who enjoys
Family
pods.
member, even a coworker.
Yeah.
Perfect time. New season, they're looking for something to do. They're finally shipping their kids back off to school. And, give them something to listen to in the car. Had a
Sure.
very Obama-like delivery on that statement. And give them something to listen to in the car.
That is not true.
It's good.
We're doing Obama.
He's got to be
I
one of the
remember him.
easiest presidents to imitate.
Why are you insulting our? That's like a
No,
backhanded compliment.
it's just a very recognizable tone and
Got to start
inflection.
somewhere here.
Yeah.
I mean,
Distinctive.
it's like the car coming
too
around
much
a NASCAR track, and it's like you hear the engine and it goes by.
All right, everybody imitate their favorite president. Dylan, go.
I'm not ready to go there, but Obama's easy.
You don't have an FDR impersonation?
Too much dip.
It's a good sports podcast.
They talk sports.
Was George Wallace a president?
Okay.
No.
I don't think so.
Need my receivers to get separation now, separation tomorrow, separation forever.
Wow.
I think we can just end the podcast.
Really?
We're never going to do anything better
Why
than
did
that.
you tie? How did you tie it to sports? Like we didn't plan this. It's not on the run sheet.
Oh, I don't know.
Micah, who's your favorite president? Just let the people know.
It's Lyndon Baines Johnson.
LBJ.
LBJ, also what they used to call you, LBJ.
You popped Randy on that one.
LBJ. I like that.
No,
Why
LBJ. He's a
Why'd they call you that, by
Texas
the way?
guy. Also, former Bobcat.
Down
Former
for the
Bobcat.
count.
Probably next to George Strait, probably our most famous alumni.
Yeah, and then Alexis.
Alexis T.
She's definitely up there.
I would
she's
say
she's on the Mount Rushmore of Texas
More
State.
people have seen her than the other two combined.
Yeah, very fair.
Let me throw in Kyle Park, also from my famed bowling class. So my bowling class,
Jeez.
Kyle Park, Alexis, Texas, and the D-Man.
Leander's own.
That's a trio right there.
I mean, look at that. I did see. So Kyle Park used to. If you guys don't know who Kyle Park is, he's like a Texas singer-songwriter.
Klein's buddy, by the way.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I will withhold any further comment on.
Okay. Well, let me say this. Very, very nice dude in college. He played our parties on a number of occasions. I saw him a couple years ago at a South by event. I think you might have been with me. I ran into him, and I was. This is me. This is ego. I thought that he would remember me. He didn't. I said, "What's up?" He was nice. He gave me the time of day, but he clearly didn't remember me. And then looking back, I'm like, yeah, of course he didn't remember me. Why would he fucking remember some dude from a decade ago who only saw him when everybody was drunk at parties?
I mean, all those days, opening up for people at Gillies, he just met too many fans, I guess.
Nothing wrong with Gillies.
I'll leave him alone. Was he wearing a puffy vest? And
I don't know. That's Josh Abbott's the vest guy, isn't
okay,
he?
okay,
Maybe
Yeah,
not.
maybe now.
You guys want to do some puck
I was gonna
talk?
say there's some Texas country talk off the top for you.
We could do more.
No,
we're
no.
not doing the
We're
meat
good.
smoking thing.
We're good.
Nobody smoked any meat, so we're not smoking
Yeah.
any bitch.
Thank you for that update.
But we can't just do more Texas country. I'm interested by the LBJ thing. He did escalate the Vietnam War significantly.
That's true. He passed a lot of important legislation, though.
rights.
I liked his general demeanor. He also had a nickname for his penis,
That's right.
and he liked to shower to have pressure that he liked extreme pressure coming out of his shower.
Like Prodigy.
These are your favorite things about him?
No, I just like that he was kind of a bully. He was into getting things done, and I appreciate that.
And carrying a big stick.
and carrying a big stick, and
Big
I
stick
believe
policy.
not to get into Cuckville here. I think that we could have we would be better off if we had more pragmatic leaders in our country.
Well, I just Googled LBJ penis name. And do you know what it is?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but
So you know the fun fact that he did have a nickname for his unit.
The Bobcat?
A Warhol Pollo?
It's George Strait. No, I don't know what it is. I didn't click into the article, and in fact, I probably just ruined my search history for many years to come. And somehow my reels on Instagram is going to reflect this search, and just going to be a dong party.
Just presidential ridges from
Just
there on
best,
out.
best presidential pieces. Oh,
Let's do those sports.
Mount Fuckmore.
yeah,
sorry.
I don't. Okay.
What?
No, I'll answer.
Did he not wear underwear?
The answer to this question is he used to call his unit Jumbo.
Okay.
Jumbo?
And he
Bold.
did refer to years ago audio surfaced of Johnson demanding that a tailor alter his pants so that they could accommodate his balls, which drooped down near, in Johnson's words, quote, his bunghole.
His balls was hot.
Jeez. Why do we know so much about this?
It's, Freedom of Information
Declassification
Act.
is really something. Yeah.
Yeah. They got
Actually, Freedom of Information Act passed during the Johnson administration.
that's true. And then look at it now. We all know. Did he
Your
pass
boy
that
loves
legislation
FOIA.
You want people
just
to know
so
about
people
Jumbo.
would know he just has like a huge piece? It's pretty good foresight. You want to talk some puck? Let's talk sports.
Turn it up.
Before we start, I'd just like
Oh,
to,
okay.
to-
Oh,
I have
here
a
we go.
stat.
Okay.
I checked today. I've now produced 393 episodes of Backdoor Cover, and now this is the 8th episode of Too Much Dip. That's a lot of sports podcasts. This is the first time in any of those that I've ever started to show our first topic is hockey. So let's get to the puck talk.
How do you know that's true?
I checked I went back and listened to the other 393 episodes
didn't, though.
of Backdoor Cover, including the one we dropped today with Brad Key and I.
Does this include the ones where I was
Oh yeah,
one of the hosts?
yeah, you're
Okay.
one. You're part of those 393.
Okay. Yeah,
Long
that's fair.
history.
I'm going to tepidly hit the challenge button here. Did we not start with hockey one day because we had too much basketball when Luka hit his three?
I thought we did this like last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I could be wrong. I've made mistakes before.
But we did hit a lot of barbecue before that, so
Yeah. So technically,
yeah. Technically, you're right. You're right.
Thank you. Smoke
pointless.
Something Bitch was on the rundown
You
ahead
had,
of
you had a
this.
smoke screen, if you will.
So Friday night, or I guess Friday afternoon on the USA channel, 3 o'clock, Stars in the coveted 3 p.m. primetime position. We had a Game 7. We had Stars-Avs. We don't have to get – everybody knows what happened. It was the most exciting moment of my sports career from the last 2 years, I would say. You know what? Even more – okay, you know what? More so than the Lucas shot. Because the Lucas shot, it was like just to tie it up. This was a Game 7. NHL playoffs, second round. It doesn't get any better. And, of course, that set up what is now being dubbed a house divided, podcast divided. We got Golden Knights. We got Dallas Stars.
We do.
It's 1-0 Dallas Stars. Dylan, I don't know your thoughts, but you gave us a few early on. You want to opine a little bit?
Yeah. As I explained during circling back, I watched most of the third period only, and that's because I promised Parks I watched a movie with him last night. Cute as shit. I get it, but that's why I didn't watch the whole game.
So you're not a real one.
So I tuned in. It was already 1-0. And so I watched not much action of the game, so I can't comment too much on the actual play.
Huh.
But yeah, look, we're down 1-0.
This seems a little convenient.
But you did
7-game
watch.
series.
You did watch some of the Golden Knights series against Vancouver, right?
Oh, I watched lots of
And
it.
they had, from what I understand, I didn't watch any of it. They had way more defensive battles than the Stars have engaged, like to this point. So with a 1-0
Yeah.
lead, I was like, well,
I watched.
Vegas has got this.
I watched the end of the third period of Game 7,
Mhm.
Canucks Golden Knights.
Yeah.
When they just ripped off like 3 at the very end.
0-0 up until what, like
Including-
6 minutes left or
including
something.
an open netter, I believe.
Yeah,
So that was a good series. Look, it's a 7-game series.
that's right.
We're not going to panic yet, but we got to get one.
So last night, so you if you tuned in the third, then you saw the Golden Knights' best period by far.
Yes,
Because
Yeah.
they were awful in the first
they were
two.
moving the puck around.
They were sluggish. The Stars were buzzing
Mhm.
with a B, a capital B.
That I
Jamie
caught some,
Benn was on a mission.
I caught some Twitter highlights, some Twitter commentary about the game, and a lot of it was about how the Golden Knights just looked tired,
They did.
and then they picked it up, and they shots on goal. They started to catch up with the Stars near the end of the game. So,
Stars were playing a physical game. What's the dude's name that's sitting out that was suspended? Ryan Reeves.
Ryan Reeves,
He's
yeah,
the noted
he's-
enforcer of the
he's
Golden Knights.
he's the thumper. Yeah,
But he's back game 2, right?
he'll be back game 2.
He's back game 2. I imagine he'll come out, make his presence felt early, probably take a run on I don't know, Miro or Tyler, somebody of significance.
Yeah,
But this was very nerve-wracking. The 1-0 game, which the Stars haven't had one of those in forever because they've been scoring so many goals. All their games have been barn
Flex.
burners. Yeah, and it's not something they did in the regular season. They didn't score goals. So all I could think of, because I have like this, I'm Dallas sports fan, so I have like this negative mindset, is like, we have to win this game because we are the better team through 2 periods, and if we lose this, it will be demoralizing because we have been so much better. We've outshot them, everything, outchecked them,
yeah.
and shout out to my guy, Top 5 name to yell around the house and have your wife think you're a weirdo. You Dolbin! Stood on his head, kind of.
A not so fun part in all this is that I follow and am friends with just a ton of Dallas people. And there were some people chirping at me a little bit last night on Twitter. And if I don't respond, it's not because I didn't see it or I'm like mad at you. I just don't. I don't handle shit talk that well all the time. And so I like to just ignore it so I don't get into it with people. I saw you even chirped at me too, Dave, a little bit. That's okay.
I was mainly chirping at the Golden Knights Twitter feed.
It's not great.
Absolute garbage.
I've been following them since the playoffs started, and it's just super corny stuff. It's like whoever runs it was notified like a month before they were given that job, and they just absorbed as much like viral Twitter content as they could to catch up, and they try to fit all of it in. It's not good, but yeah, I don't handle shit talk super well all the time, and so I like to just.
I'm the same way. I don't really like engaging in that. Like, and I tried to be classy during the Avs series, and some people in the Discord might dispute that. They were I was getting chirped at, and I don't chirp back. I hopped in, I threw in a few memes. The Leo meme, my new favorite meme, where he's holding the little glass of brandy or whatever, and he's got that
Django Unchained,
that face. I don't know why.
That's from the newer one. That's from Hollywood. Whatever.
The main takeaway for myself in all this is that I have become enough of a legitimate Golden Knights fan that this stuff is it actually gets to me. You know what I mean?
I appreciate
it's shocking
that,
for me.
I'm happy that that's the case.
Yeah,
nobody wants half-ass fan where it's like, oh, hey, I'm a fan, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm like emotionally invested in what's going on the ice, which is for me this is a pretty new development. I mean, I watched them a couple years ago when they actually made the Stanley Cup Finals, and I was into it, but more so now I'm feeling it.
I respect that. I think
they got the fever, Dave.
It says a lot to
Catch the fever.
See the thrashing that I won't name any names, but fans of the Avalanche may have endured and lost a bet about. But then see that happen and then walk into this matchup knowing that you're heavily favored and then see a 1-0 game like that and be like, you know what? I got it.
Everybody's picking the Knights. Everybody.
The only one seat left in the tourney.
And on paper, they are a very good team.
They're good.
Who's the guy I fear most? Theodore.
Oh, Shea Theodore?
That dude's sick.
That guy can dangle, Dave.
More of an Alvin guy.
He had a goal in the Canucks series. I think it was game 6 or 7. It was absolutely outstanding. And for me, a novice to notice that it was as good as it was.
A novice or novice?
Novice. You say novice?
Novice?
I don't really know. I think you can say it both ways. Micah, what say you?
You've
been mighty quiet during the hockey segment.
I'm a novice guy.
I've only heard it that way.
It's definitely novice.
Okay.
In Italy, I think they just say novice.
Novice.
Oh, I taught Parks that. Hey, I'm walking over here. I'm walking here, and it's like his favorite thing to say now. I'll get him to do it for y'all.
I'm gonna get him a velour jumpsuit before Halloween.
Hey, I'm walking here.
The gold chain. Hey.
Anyway, I'm strapped in for a fun series, Dave.
We didn't even talk about the tweet.
Yeah.
Randy, if you got it, can you throw it up? Yeah, I just want to put it up just for the record. Oh, look at shout out Noam
This has been the Carol Baskin of starts so far. That's from the official Golden Knights
What does that
Twitter
mean?
account.
Objectively,
It's like shitty, bad.
You can't. You
that
just
bitch
can't.
Carol Baskin.
Your brand, your team, your brand, your anything cannot do a Tiger King reference in September. No one is doing that.
She did, to be fair, she did become relevant again because of the Dancing with the Stars
No
thing.
one's watching that.
They're running.
Well, it hasn't started yet.
But
And I think I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I think that the chances are Carol Baskin may win over America's heart during the during Dancing with the Stars. So I think that this tweet looks worse now that Carol is on national
You're saying
television.
it will be inaccurate because she'll that would then be a positive reference.
Look,
after
That's what I'm saying.
It's a shit tweet.
I think that's what the angle they were taking. They must have had something else that was something with the Stars, and then they're looping in Carol Baskin, which unequivocally is not just because it's late, but it's just not what you want from a brand to start referencing someone that widely people think committed murder.
Right.
I noticed that Randy has a notification there. That's big for you, big for your brand.
Let's see it. Can we look at it live on the air? Click that.
Hit it, Randy.
What?
Okay.
I wish you hadn't clicked on that. You gotta follow by someone recently. That's good.
This will only enhance his followers.
He just immediately got off that screen.
Goodness
Oh
gracious.
man.
Yeah. The NHL seems to be pretty good at social media, at least some of the individual teams.
Yeah.
Stars have a great social media person. I think overall the Golden Knights do, but that was just a huge miss, huge L.
It's pretty lame.
It's hard to take 2 L's in one night, but they did last night.
Yeah. Fair.
What do you? Anything else on that, Dylan?
No.
What's your predict? That's what we're calling it now.
Before last night, I would have said Golden Knights in 6, much like you said about your Stars. But I'll say Golden Knights in 7 now. It's a good team, man.
Nobody wants to talk about the fact that I said Rockets in 7 over OKC. 6 over the or Stars in 7 over the Avs.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that.
No one's talking about that.
Wow.
And I did say Stars in 6 over the Golden Knights.
You can't keep this up though. You're too hot.
I'm too hot, man. I'm winning too much money.
Yeah. You just hit 4 from deep in a row.
Who are we hoping for in the East? Islanders, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is kind of the perennial.
I'm hoping for the Islanders.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Tampa Bay
ahead.
looks strong.
Obviously, one of the members of this show is going to have a Stanley Cup to root for, right?
Yeah.
Old friend of the program, your favorite person, J-Bone.
The Bone Man.
Noted
Tampa Bay
guy.
He's a fan of the Nang, as he calls it.
I don't think anybody's calling it that.
That's what J-Bone
Let me
calls
say
it.
this
Good luck
about the
to close
Stars.
captioning on that one.
I'll say this about the Stars.
I've done it again.
If the Golden Knights were to fall to the Stars, I have absolutely nothing against the Stars. So I will root for them over whoever they play.
That's a departure from your normal position on this.
How so?
Well, you said last week you're not the guy who roots for the team that beats you to go further.
That's
think I'm
not
that
what I'm
guy,
not
too.
rooting for the team that beats the Golden Knights.
You're rooting for the Stars.
I'm rooting for, Dave's a friend of mine. The Stars are a Texas team.
It's kind of a work relationship, honestly. Yeah.
Stars are they're a Texas team. I have nothing against them. If they were from Houston, on the other hand, then I would be rooting against them.
They're feeder leagues here in Austin. I think that's enough to claim. Texas Stars are here.
Yeah.
I probably would have pulled for the Avs. I think they're not. There's nobody on that team that I despise. Like I hated McKinnon, but only because he's just the best
So
player in the
good.
league. So they're not hateable. They're very good. They're going to be good for a long time.
Do you want to say anything about the 24-year-old Finnish, what do you call it, Finn? Joel Kiviranta? Kiviranta? Is that how
A Game 7 Hattie.
Yeah.
You don't see that very often.
Stones.
The stones on that kid. I watched like so many different languages call that game-winning goal. The Finnish one was by far the most electric because you know the Finns are.
Mhm.
They're just wild. That was cool. And I'm hoping he made some money. I mean, I'm sure he's on like whatever minimum because this is his first year, right? He got in a handful of games during the
Yeah.
season. Then they brought him back up and he just comes out with 3, including a game winner. Not even his most impressive. His most impressive was the one that tied it up immediately after the Avs went down and took the lead with like 3 minutes left.
And then there was a near goal before overtime that would have been incredible.
Pavelski?
Yes, falling in front of the goalie.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
I had flashbacks to Jamie Benn's failed wraparound against St. Louis in Game 7 from last year and thinking like, okay, it's happening again. But it didn't work out that way, so it's nice to be on the right side of one.
As far as the Eastern Conference goes, I will definitively say I'm going to root for the Islanders strictly because I think that I was trying to think through any other markets that pull the Pittsburgh, have all of our teams wear similar jerseys. And I think the Knicks Islanders are about as close as you get. Granted, there are like 7 teams in that market or whatever in New York, but having even 2 with the same color scheme is a good bit.
Is that intentional?
I don't know if it is or not, but they are.
I don't know, but I believe that the Mets colors are based on the
that's,
flag of
also
the
similar.
New York City flag. So the orange and blue may be so that may have something to do with the Islanders.
Is
Well,
that
there's,
weird?
there's 3. I didn't think about the Mets. So
Is
you
that
got-
weird that cities have flags?
I learned about the Chicago flag for
Chicago's
the
is
first week,
dope.
and it's tight.
Oh, yeah.
I can't identify another city flag anywhere in the world, but Chicago's is dope.
I know Chicago's. It might be just because of Big Cat Barstool. I don't know why.
Giving that man a lot of credit.
It's
You
okay.
know,
I know it from TC Fleming, so we can just start
Just-
atting
that's
everybody.
fine. We'll get some free pub. No, there's
Sorry, Randy.
There's a house on Rainy. Or not a house. There's an apartment on Rainy that this dude, if you're walking down every time, these dudes are out there just being chill bro dudes, shotgunning beers, and they have a Chicago flag hanging on the balcony every time.
I respect it.
Do you see them often on Saturdays?
Yeah, that's the only time. and generally it's only males.
Just for the boys.
It's usually the lads. Yeah.
At me with your city flag if it's worth seeing.
What's Dallas's?
It looks like a water bill. It's the triple D from the SMU uniforms, but with a 3-leaf thing in the middle.
SMU uniforms are tight. I have to give you.
Yeah,
credit
we
for
should
that.
talk about
Oh,
those.
you want to talk college football? Let's get into it.
Turn it up.
I'm going to use that one more. I don't think anybody will care. Yeah, SMU has some of my favorite new uniforms because that's like a 2 or 3 year old design.
I think last year was the first year they wore them,
Correct.
and it's my understanding they only wear those for games against other teams from Texas. But they wore them like 6 times last year because
Dallas?
they played like North Texas. They played TCU. They play a bunch of them, and they don't say SMU. They just say,
They say
Dallas on the front,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't set out to be like our only uniforms only versus Texas teams. It was something that they released like, hey, we're going to wear these in the game, and then people were like, we need to wear those every game because we beat TCU wearing them.
They did start what
More on that later.
8-0 last year too.
But they're absolute flames, and it's a part of this whole effort to like claim the city of Dallas as their, we're the team for Dallas, which in general, yeah, I've got mixed feelings on. I love that they're doing it, but like if Notre Dame was to do this in Chicago, I know they're not in Chicago, close enough. Or if Miami was to pull this or whatever, places without other teams to root for from a college standpoint on a big level, I would probably make fun of them. So I can get if people outside of here are like, SMU is definitely not the team I think of with Dallas.
I like it because of the recruiting aspect because Dallas is obviously a hotbed, DFW, Metroplex of, 5A, 6A schools, a lot of talent. SMU is having to compete with TCU and then every other big school in Texas. And I got to give props to son of Coach Samples at the Duncanville Panthers, Rashad Samples. I think he's a big – I don't know if he's a recruiting coordinator or what his position with SMU is, but he is a big part of that on Twitter.
Yeah.
On promoting SMU and pushing these videos that say, like, this is where you should go if you're a Dallas kid.
Using Dallas-based rap groups to promote their stuff. T-Man and I had a little back and forth about that, and they've really embraced DSR, which is a like Dallas group that was big in like the Houston rap days of like early 2000s, and so it hits hard with me, and I'm like, all right, it's great, I'm all in.
Here's what I'm all in on: the turnover celebration, the single most Dallas turnover celebration of all time.
Club takeaway.
Where whoever gets the turnover gets to pop a bottle of champagne, which leads to confetti. There's signs. I mean, I want sparklers. I want bottle service girls. I want the whole thing. And they're only one step behind that.
Pops confetti.
It's tight. Club takeaway. It's lit.
Okay.
Tell me it's not the most Dallas thing possible.
It
is extremely Dallas.
I do like it. I just don't know about pulling it out game 1 against the Cats, who are huge dogs and who are, score by score right there with you.
Man, you're just not about that life, that club takeaway life, Dave.
I mean, the stats say they were takeaway, so you immediately enter club takeaway.
I'm just saying, like, I only pop champagne when I won a championship game. So it's just like, it seems a little early, game 1.
No.
It's really weird without fans. Even though there were, 7,000 fans, which, hey, here's the joke. Not that different than any other Texas Tech game.
Come on.
Come on.
Mama, there goes that man.
I will say this: once we break out like cheerleaders and the miniature cars getting like overhead passed towards club takeaway, that's where I'll draw the line.
We need like the dude bringing it out in like a stormtrooper outfit or just some random costume with sparklers.
We need
coming out of his
sparklers.
head.
That's what we really need. And I could just see a night game, and all of a sudden, like all of the lights inside the stadium go dark, and you've got the strobe light or a disco ball or something. I feel like the home presentation of this, I'm looking forward to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's going to be special.
It's a lot, but can we get to the product that's
Get to the
on
product.
the field?
Get to the pro. I'll let you speak on it.
What was while watching the game from a Texas State perspective? Did you ever feel like, oh shit, we could walk away with this one,
Yeah.
and everyone's watching?
No, I did because Mike and I are in a little group text with Jack Hammer, Dan Register, and this is the most exciting Texas State offense that I've seen since the Barrick Neely years, which very few people will remember, but that's back in 2006, 2007, when we were still D1 AA, but we went to the semifinals and should have won that game.
Oh,
Not going to take a shot at Coach Bailiff.
the coaching
from Rice,
blunder of all time.
Yeah, took a knee. played for overtime, even though you had the most electric player in the country, D1 AA level.
I don't wanna talk
Whatever.
about
You're the Vince Young of D1 AA is what everybody were calling him.
I recall.
And the way we were moving the ball, quarterback, Randy, do you mind tossing up Brady McBride? My new favorite player in college football.
And as our man Dan Regester said on the group chat, the dollar store Johnny Manziel.
You know, that's kind of insulting.
But kind of
Kinda
good. I mean, if you're Texas State, you'll settle for dollar store Johnny.
Okay, he is a high risk, high reward guy. He is a certified San Marcos gunslinger, and I love it. He's gonna turn it over on you.
They also did the thing on the broadcast where he talked about the three quarterbacks he has patterned his game after and how he looks like all three of those guys, and it was like Brett Favre,
Johnny Manziel,
Johnny, and then what's the guy with the
Romo?
Browns?
Baker
And
Mayfield.
Baker. And they're like, he looks like it. And I was like, these
What's
are
that
four
mean?
white dudes. That's what I thought of. Maybe I'm the only one.
Real quick, does he have the Scherzinger thing going on? The monochromatic, like a blue eye and a brown eye?
Oh,
I'm just and maybe the photo, but I'm pretty sure he's got that going.
Dylan can't help us on that one. Yeah, I think so. Which I'm sure, I'm sure it's not hindering his ability to meet nice young ladies in San Marcos.
Or be an absolute trash quarterback. I will say this, that I was not emotionally prepared to start watching sports and see kids that were inspired by Johnny Manziel and are wearing number 2.
That's right.
Because Manziel liked Cam Newton wearing number 2, and I'm like, we're 3 tiers into a Cam Newton influencer.
Right.
Like, jeez, man.
We're calling him.
Johnny's been out of the league for years.
Yeah.
Cam's on a new team. It's a strange day.
I saw where a lot of people were calling him Brady McFootball. That's a lot of people on the
He's
internet
not
were
even the
saying.
starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Let's add that in. He's the backup, and we've got all this
Hey,
push for this guy.
Bobcats, not bad.
We
Not
moved the
bad.
ball at will on the Mustangs. Just admit that.
It was not a good game for SMU to start. I will venture to say you will see a lot of quote unquote not good games from a lot of teams who have done meetings virtually, didn't even have in-person meetings until this week, haven't really had an off season. It's going to happen.
Where do you stand on the service academy theory? That you should just hammer every service academy pick that's playing a regular school just because they will be way more prepared.
I think that's genius.
That is, I'm going to give Dan another gas up on
What's
it.
the explanation behind that? The theory behind that?
I don't know if the
So-
service academies have been engaged this entire time. If there's some kind of, I don't know if they were able to practice more, or maybe they're just more disciplined due to the regimen of being in a service academy.
Those 2 points big, but also theoretically, that service academy game is the only time you're going to play the triple option, wing T, option offense, run heavy offense. So if you're planning your off season or preparing for your season, and you're the defense coordinator, you're not spending a lot of time on 10% of your schedule or whatever it might be. You're going to focus on the rest of it. And in that week, maybe the week before, we'll start drilling what Army does. But now that you've wasted 60% of your off season, that's gone. You don't even have those 2 weeks for Army. So you're way less prepared.
You see blue blood schools, blue blood programs struggle with service academies often, usually Navy, but like you said, the triple option. So it does kind of lend itself to me wanting to put big boy stacks on the service academy.
I don't hate it. And I didn't think about the fact that they probably remained engaged more so than other schools. That's a great point.
And plus, I support the troops. I don't know about y'all.
I certainly do, Dave.
I was talking
As
to
do
Micah
I.
earlier. Okay, just to clarify, I wasn't
Just
sure
to-
where you stood.
Thank you.
I will say
Thanks
I'll
for
take
allowing me the opportunity
I'll take
to
the
confirm
under.
that I do support the troops.
on most other games, because I think what happened to SMU here is likely going to happen with other teams.
Yeah, I'll say a couple things though.
Sounds like an excuse.
It looked like football to me, and that was exciting. I mean,
Were you
we
horny?
haven't had. I didn't know I was H for football until I saw it. It's sort of like pornography. You don't know what's
In the good games, they haven't even started. yet.
you don't know what's obscene but you know it when you see it. It's hard to
it
define.
appeals to the
What's the Supreme
prurient-
Court?
The
Yes.
prurient interest.
That's
Which
exactly
is a
right.
word no one's saying. They should update that language.
Anyway, it was on. It was good. I will say this for your Bobcats. They did keep the game close. I was thinking maybe they're going to send this thing to overtime. Maybe they can win this game. They had enough weapons on offense to keep it interesting. that team is 3 touchdowns. They're at least 3 touchdowns worse than SMU. SMU fumbled at the 1-yard line going in for a touchdown. There were some fluky things that happened
Couple
that kept
penalties
Texas
called
State
back.
in the game.
SMU was on the right side of some penalties for them. Like that was I think both ways. There was that uncatchable pass interference flag they picked up, which was a bad call.
Mm-hmm.
That went against the ponies.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
We had a peel back block on like a 60-yard touchdown early in the game.
And these are different levels of competition. I mean, Texas State shouldn't be beating SMU in 2020. That's not the way this works. But I feel like if you watched it and you had a few beers and you didn't really watch it very closely, or you're a Bobcat fan and you're like, hey, we kept it close. We only lost by 10. You might wake up today and go, if you watched it again sober, you might go, we're not 10 points.
We lost by 7.
Or 7. Yeah, that's right. They kicked
that field goal. Onside kick was
Smart.
was well done. Didn't get that second hop,
But I'm glad football's back. And the Bobcats back on ESPN again this week.
really,
Yeah.
who we got? Another team.
Someone else.
Hey, since we were just talking about it, Army beat Middle Tennessee 42-0 with only 28 passing yards.
I love those stats. Every time I see
That's
it.
incredible.
And the pass was on accident. The player misheard the play.
Yeah.
Bobcats host UTSA this week.
RPO that someone, I love it.
I-35 corridor. This is a rivalry. The Roadrunners, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I've
So-
only had a football program for like 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Less than that, maybe.
The
Larry
last note,
Coker.
Cats are bouncing back.
the last note I will say about SMU for this week, aside from the fact that we're 1-0, is that we would be 2-0 after next week if any of the Horned Frogs could stop mouthing down every AKO that they see on campus, because they had to postpone the game due to too many positive tests, which I've thought long and hard about. I won't celebrate this. I'm a little pissed off that it's not going to happen, but I'll be damned if when we renegotiate when we're playing this game, if we're still playing it in Fort Worth. Like, that's just going to drive me nuts, because this was supposed to be in Dallas.
Will Gary Patterson still be the coach of the Horned Frogs?
Yes, unfortunately so, because like he's got like a 50-year Hagar deal with his like khakis, and until he runs through all of those, like we're locked in with Gary Patterson and his short or his too tall ass statue.
I never thought I'd see the day when a global pandemic would postpone the Iron Skillet. But
Sad
here we
stuff.
are.
Sad stuff. All right, let's do stuff people care about.
NFL,
It's back.
Thursday night. By the way, look for something from the Too Much Dip crew and maybe some friends. Thursday evening-ish, leading up into the game. Maybe a live stream. I'm not gonna
Sooner
say
than
what.
you
We'll see
think.
about it.
Let's just say it can't get here soon enough. Let's say that right
Yeah.
now.
Keep your eyes on this feed and follow. Another reason to follow us on social media.
Right. So
You'll know, because
we've got,
there will be some content later this week. We haven't figured out exactly
there
what
will
it'll
be 10. That's all we can say. We got Texans Chiefs, a rematch of last year's. What was that? That wasn't the second round. Yeah, it was a second round, wasn't it?
Divisional playoff.
Chiefs a 9.5-point favorite at home
Mhm.
in front of a very limited crowd. I don't know exactly how many they're allowing into Arrowhead, but a few, I think.
Okay, this is fun. If everybody kind of forgets that the Texans jumped out to that big lead against the Chiefs last year and then just absolutely collapsed. But that's not, look, a 21-point lead or whatever it was against the Chiefs is nothing crazy. They've got the best offense of all time, probably. So, this snuck up on me.
The season.
The season.
Yeah.
Probably. I think most people are saying that, but like legitimately, we had our fantasy draft like last weekend, and then I haven't opened it, and then like everybody was already making free agent moves and wire moves, and I was like, oh, I got to hop on and check it out. So I'm now fully engaged. I don't expect the Chiefs to have any kind of setback. They don't strike me as a team that's just going to have the Super Bowl hangover, especially in these uncertain times.
They're also bringing back like 22 of their 24 starters or something. They look to be in a very good position.
Yeah.
I'll say the league is built for parity, and teams will catch up. What I am interested in is how many teams begin to try to copycat this, which it takes a certain type of player to do what Andy Reid's done with the Chiefs. But you got to think it's not going to be forever before you see other teams just open it wide and get going. Like maybe the Cardinals go that route once once Fitzgerald fades to black and I just mean retires gracefully.
I know you didn't mean like actually die.
And then, once Hopkins gets somebody quicker around him, I'll be interested to see how this changes the league.
Christian Kirk.
Okay.
He did really well for like 2 weeks, so I always pick him up late rounds. Was that another way of saying that you think Pat Mahomes is a system quarterback?
No, not at all.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
I don't want that smoke.
You don't, especially with our Twitter followers.
Yeah, not at all.
That would not enhance our followers.
I'm pro Mahomes.
Okay.
Just a couple notes. Chiefs to have 17,000 people there, and the entire league is apparently piping in crowd noise this year at 70 decibels, which I guess is pretty quiet. I don't know, and this will be monitored by the NFL, so it's not there will be punishments if they go too high. I don't know exactly what this means.
There are rumors that
this is the first
teams
that
are
I
already
sort of
doing
read about
that.
this. How loud is 70 decibels?
You know what? At first, when this whole like pumping in crowd noise thing was a thing, I was like, "That's so lame and corny," and I don't like it. It really does add to the experience of watching the game on TV, though.
Yep.
Like it absolutely does.
On TV for sure. The NFL seems to be the first sports league that is piping audio into
the actual stadium,
which just
Right.
kind of seems weird.
I think as a league, yes. I think Texas State was doing it on Saturday though. But you have the option of are they going to be playing the audio through the production or in the stadium? And I think in the arena in the bubble that they've started to do crowd noise there. And I think hockey has something on the TV level, but not in the stadium. So
just in case you're wondering what 70 decibels sounds like, somewhere around an office environment, a busy highway 50 feet away, or a vacuum cleaner 10 feet away.
okay, what's the office environment? Because that
Wait a
seems like
minute.
the one that does not belong.
Okay.
It's just weird. That's all I'm going to say. This is just kind of annoying.
Say it again.
They claim 70 decibels is somewhere around an office environment, a busy highway 50 feet away, or a vacuum cleaner 10 feet away.
They don't know what a busy highway is.
Or what an office
Busy highway
environment.
50 feet away? That's loud as shit.
Is this the boiler room?
loud. Yeah.
It's fuck Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, like what fucking office is just buzzing like this? Like, holy
Dude, you
shit.
go out in the bullpen, man. It's just no holds barred. Work hard, play hard.
It's like a laugh track for a sitcom. Like it really does make things funnier on the show. This will then make things more exciting on the field. It's weird how it works.
I think the pumped-in crowd noise has been vital for the NHL. There's been times where I've completely, actually most of the time, I don't even think about.
Like, was that a big play?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the crowd's reacting. The fake crowd's reacting. Unless
that's
it's
an
a big
art form, being able to tastefully pipe it in at the right times, like after
Sure.
a big hit or a big save.
I didn't realize how much I relied on that to react in hockey specifically, just because, I can observe it and consume it, but I don't know, okay, shit, that was close, like you're saying, but you hear Kenny Albert and his voice inflection peak up, you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I got to react too. And I'm like, okay, I almost missed a
Yeah.
play.
Those reactions without the crowd to back it up would just be weird.
I catch myself doing the amateur baseball fan. Oh, that's pop fly. Didn't reach the warning track. And I'm,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's okay. Clowney to the Titans. That dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. His career has kind of puzzled me because, everything indicates that the guy's a beast, but it's just I don't know why he can't stay in one.
I believe he's only played 16 games once since he's been in the league.
Minutes restriction.
I don't
Load
think it's.
management.
I don't.
Manage the load. That's what they should do. I'm saying.
Oh, sure. We'll see if he really moves the needle.
You think he'll succeed under
It's
Vrabel?
a great defense.
Vrabel.
And, he's a dangerous piece, you'd think.
dangerous piece? That's what LBJ called. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, the Texans have a tough division. AFC South, no joke this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that you can go through Jacksonville and come out with many dubs this year. So I'm interested to see what happens. We're going with the route of if you don't know who any of our players are, you won't be able to prepare for us.
That's true. Who's starting? Is it Minshew for sure?
Minshew for sure.
Okay.
Our backup, I don't know his name. They kept a
Did
sixth
they cut
round.
somebody?
They
Glennon?
cut somebody.
They
It
cut
was
Mike
Mike
Glennon, and they kept a 6th round draft pick to back up Minshew because that's how much confidence we have in
Sixth round.
a second year quarterback. Jeez.
Wow.
JFC.
Oh.
Anyhow, that's all I've got on football. I'm excited though.
That's all I've got. We got Cowboys Sunday night. Cowboys Rams.
Ooh, Sunday night.
Might have to add that one to the roadcaster. Here.
Goodness.
All right.
Wow.
It's just it's a reflex.
Are we going to get a new Carrie Underwood in these uncertain times?
In fact, I read that there is a new Carrie Underwood, and the players will be. They recorded something not in one location. So
Carrie,
we'll see how this works.
She didn't re-up on a contract there. What happened?
Is it not
I'm
Carrie?
gonna miss her.
No,
It's
he's in
Carrie.
a new
It's
video
Carrie?
of Carrie.
Just
this year.
new song, new video.
New
Mhm.
Carrie. I thought you meant like a new Carrie, like a new version of her.
Nude.
I wonder if all of her smoking hot friends are coming over tonight. I just assume she has hot friends.
You got to think that a couple of them are at least moderately attractive.
Does Monday Night Football still do? They don't do Hank Williams anymore, do they?
They
Or
brought
do
him
bring
back.
They did bring him back.
That's good because he's never had any like takes or anything that have just been really out of line.
His rowdy friends will probably come over to watch the game.
His rowdy friends are the rowdiest.
His rowdy friends are very happy with the current administration. That's all I want to say. Once that occurred,
you think?
Hank was welcome back.
Oh wow. Okay. Anything else on the football?
No,
think so.
we will talk more football than this
in the
in the future. In later in the week, yeah.
Thursday evening. Oh, or maybe depending on your time zone, Thursday night.
All our rowdy friends are staying home because it's COVID and we got to be safe.
That's right.
All our rowdy friends are staying home tonight.
Our rowdy friends have COVID tonight. All right, everybody tune in for one thing. Let's talk tennis.
Turn it up.
Did you guys know the U.S. Open was going down?
I didn't until Djokovic
I've been dialed.
throated some lady with a tennis ball.
I don't know if he throated her. I don't know if that's what you would call what happened there, but he did hit her in the throat.
Shout out
I've
to
watched
Bonus
this video so many times because the first 10 times I watched it, I couldn't
She's
figure
okay,
out what
right?
was so egregious about it. She like soccer player did when they get tripped. And they like they got sniped, man.
She went full
down.
Ginobili.
She went down hard and
Or
was
D-Wade, I should
flailing
say.
on the ground.
They called it
Well,
the Paul,
she didn't punch anyone in the balls,
the
so
Paul
she didn't
Pierce-
go D-Wade. But
the Paul Pierce wheelchair. They had to get her out of there because isn't that because he crapped his pants too? That's what I
Oh
was.
my
there's some
gosh.
urban legends around that.
Have you ever had to get wheelchaired out of a place because you crapped your pants? I haven't.
No, that would be a new one.
You
for
just
me.
I don't think
leave
that's
the-
happened to anybody in this
You're just
pod.
not leaving the place with those boxers, and you move on with your
We've
life.
all done that.
So was this an accident or intentional?
I think it was. I don't think he meant to hit her. He was
So
just.
out of frustration, he just hit a ball and then happened to catch her in the throat.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she's okay as far as we know, so we can laugh about it if you're into that.
See, to me, and look, I do not like Djokovic. I think he's a prick. But to me, the punishment does not fit what he did. But apparently, there's been a precedent set with this.
Do you mind if I play audio from it? Hold on, this is actually audio of Djokovic hitting.
Bang! Bang! It's good.
It seemed
He
it
was
seemed
booted.
excessive.
He got DQ'd.
It seemed
The first
excessive
bang
to
is
me.
the tennis ball in the racket. The second bang is her neck. And
That would seem to me
ball.
like a $20K fine or something for these guys, not a elimination.
It
from the
seems
tournament.
weird, and I pulled some information on this. There have just been this was considered a notable default, which is the official tennis term.
It's the name of this podcast.
There's been 5 of those since 1963.
Okay.
So this is not something that happens often.
Right.
Like it may have happened, but this isn't. This is weird. He was also basically none of the other tennis players anyone's ever heard of are playing in this U.S. Open. So it was his to win, and he's just like this isn't strike 2 or strike 3. He didn't get a warning. He lost his temper. He hit a ball. It smashed a woman in the throat, and he's just gone. It's really weird to me.
It is weird, right?
Fine him. And I also saw that this is. I'll read from ESPN here. The Serbian star violated Article 3, player on-site offenses, Section N of the official Grand Slam rulebook, which deals with, quote, ball abuse.
Wait, ball abuse?
Ball abuse.
Okay, but had that ball not struck a woman in the throat, he wouldn't have been eliminated in the way he did.
You wouldn't think so. But interestingly, because he was defaulted, he'll lose all ranking points earned at the Open, and he'll be fined all of the prize money won at the tournament, in addition to all fines levied with
He
respect
should
to the incident.
retire. I would
Just
Oh
quit.
my gosh!
Fuck this.
What? Why is tennis? So,
It's gonna hurt his.
such a
It's gonna
hard
hurt
on
his
him?
rankings too, because it's weird. This
Is
seems
it-
like a very unfair punishment.
Is it weird because there are no fans here? Like, if he would have acted out and like smoked one into the stands, like I feel like we'd be a little bit more okay with him getting fined and tossed and all this. Like, just because it hit the one person and there's nobody else around that was at risk, I feel like more of like, oh man, this was a freak accident that her neck was in
Also,
the way.
He didn't hit it very hard.
Oh,
That's like Luca didn't throw the ball at that ref very hard, but it was a finable offense.
I'm walking this off. If I'm the woman, I mean, it's
Well, if I'm her, I'm suing. I'm suing Djokovic.
Yep.
I'm suing the U.S. Tennis Association. I'm suing the
Tennis
Billie
ball
Jean
maker.
King Tennis National Center, whatever the place is they're
Get
playing.
ESPN on that list.
Oh, ESPN. Everybody's getting named. I'm getting paid. We're settling out of court for an undisclosed amount, and I'm balling. I'm drinking balla juice.
I'd like
for
to
the
say
ball abuse.
I'd like to say to the lady that we fully, as a podcast, as an entity, wholeheartedly support her cause and appreciate her for everything. So we are not liable in any way for slander.
But no.
Ball
Whatever.
There's no exposure there.
Have you ever done ball abuse?
You have guys in other sports like baseball and hockey. You snapping sticks and all this shit out of frustration.
Yeah, but he's not throating anybody.
Comparatively
Your words,
so.
not mine.
Comparatively so, this is not a big deal.
Was he trying to hit it into the empty stands, like knowing that there's nobody up there? Like,
I don't think. I
He
think
was
he's
just
just
trying
trying
to
to hit
hit a
against the
ball.
wall, and the
Yeah.
woman was standing
is
there.
this a classic case of she shouldn't have been standing there?
Like at least once a year, we get a viral clip of a tennis player just like loses cool and hit the ball into the upper deck. And I've never heard of a guy being ejected or being charged with ball abuse.
I like that there's an
It's a
article,
cause and effect.
an
from ball
Article
abuse
3 of
getting
the-
ejected.
Constitution of Tennis.
I hope to never be charged with ball abuse, just for the record.
If she was wearing something else, she probably wouldn't have got hit.
Oh,
I don't take any credit for that one.
oh
Strike
man.
that from the record.
Yeah, I don't really. The only views I've seen on Twitter have been just trash. Why was there not a better camera?
I
Or
think
have
someone
just not
was
seen
filming with an iPhone or something. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, what is this? Why is it a Zapruder film of Djokovic throwing something?
Wow. That's JFK
We're going to all
callback.
presidential
Sick.
today.
JFK.
Historians.
We do know it's Labor Day, not President's Day, right?
Oh,
Wow.
it is.
Come on, KJ.
Damn it.
It's also in the Bubb day. You want to talk some b-ball? That's what I call
Oh, yeah.
basketball. Everybody tuned in for this.
Turn it up.
Told you I'm going to run that back. Lakers Rockets. We got two okay. Lakers Rockets. Everybody watched it, right? Or at least a minute of it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. LeBron was not having that. Game 1, Russ was talking all that shit.
Booty chatter.
It was a lot. Russ was talking shit to the friends and family section.
There are like 14 families here and 13 kids.
Yeah.
A bunch of children.
And he's just MFing
They
everybody.
haven't seen their dads in 2 months.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
Come on, Russ.
Yeah, I still think this is going to be a long series, but last night, I have to say, even though I'm not a Lakers guy, it was cool seeing LeBron take over a quarter and do it on both ends. I swear to God, I've never seen a shot blocked so violently and far. What LeBron did on Russ
To
last
Russ,
night
yeah.
was absurd.
Knocked out the bubble.
It really did. And you kind of you could hear a little off mic, get that shit out of here, which I'm always a fan
Yeah.
of. I like cussing.
Yeah, LeBron there was a 4-minute period in the fourth quarter where he just took over the game. And there's nobody else that can do that.
Yeah, basketball is
It was
the
impressive.
one sport I enjoy watching more with no crowd because you can like pick up stuff like that.
Yeah.
The mic picks up what they're actually saying, and it's pretty entertaining.
I would be fine if they did away with the digital fans. It's officially distracting me.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I'm not
I did get a couple shots of like a guy sitting in a bathrobe, and that threw me off. I stopped watching the game. I was like, or not stopped watching, but it distracted from the game. So I'm fine if they just threw the cheerleaders and graphics up or something.
Yeah. If you bring your dog or do even the most minor bits into your digital fandom, they will put you on TV.
Mm.
That is a given.
Well, there's a great piece in Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter today,
Okay.
about what it's like to be a digital fan.
This will only
would you
enhance
know?
his followers.
Well, because I wrote the newsletter, Dylan. It went out today.
Have you been a digital fan before?
No, but someone else wrote about it, and I
Oh.
curated it. It's part of
Did you
the
do
newsletter
did you do the block
experience.
quotes where you just
Yeah, there's block
do
quotes.
a block quote, then a line about
Love a
like,
good
oh,
block
great
quote.
I mean, we don't have to talk about Micah's Read of the Week, the newsletter here, but you guys can check it out. Subscribe now.
Russ
Available
was-
wherever you find my social media. Link in bio.
Russ was terrible last night. He's had some stinkers, man. He had a stinker against OKC.
He
Game
kind of
6, I
admitted
think.
it last night,
Yeah,
too.
he said he's kind of lost out there.
He
or
just say he's
something.
running around. The
'Cause
quote,
it's probably because he's playing in a Mike D'Antoni offense.
and he's coming back from injury. He the quote the stat I saw from Kirk Goldsberry said that out of 77 players to take 30 or more jump shots during the playoffs, Russ is last, and he is 10 out of 38 on jump shots. So he's still taking jump shots, and he's still terrible at them.
It's interesting to see these teams finally play one another. Whenever the Rockets sent, what is his name? What's their big that they sent to Atlanta?
Clint Capella.
Clint Capella. Shipped him off to Atlanta and basically said, we're going with nobody over 6'10" on our entire roster. I guess, isn't Tyson Chandler on their bench?
He is. He has not seen a minute of time, to my
which
knowledge.
is strange to me that they didn't bring him
He
out like
deserves
against
better.
Boban or something. Or I guess they didn't play Boban against Steven Adams.
Yes.
But when they said we're going smalls and the only only big player we're basically rolling out is PJ Tucker at like 6'7", 6'8".
6'6" listed, I think.
It's just bizarre to me that it's working, and seeing their shot chart where it's just nothing but either layups or near the rim and then beyond the 3-point line is just incredible. That it's interesting. I don't want this to turn into every other team in the league, basically.
No, and I don't think it will. But to his credit, PJ Tucker did shut down AD in Game 1, and that's AD looks soft in Game 1. Like, what is he doing? Like, I mean, I know he can shoot, but like, you're a physical presence. You got to play around the basket.
PJ is
I hate
thick.
to go full Shaq there, but PJ is thick.
He is listed at 6'5".
He's having a great series.
He's a solid 6'3".
Exactly. He's thick though. He's a thick boy.
He can barely dunk. Barely. He's got to really get up.
He can get rim though.
Sure.
Jesus.
I had another point. I don't know what my point was, but whatever. I still think the Lakers take that, but it might go 7. I would love to see a Harden v. LeBron Game 7.
The Rockets are just, we're not covering any new ground here, but the amount of threes they shoot, their variance from game to game is just so wacky. Like, they could lose Game 3 by 40 points and come back and win Game 4 by 20, and you can't even be even a little bit surprised. So
weird thing is they were hitting their threes last night. It's what kept them.
Yeah, and they didn't
should have been a 20 point.
And they
game.
didn't hit threes in Game 1. So who knows? They are the weirdest.
Lakers, I kind of like some of the defenses they were throwing out there at Harden. And obviously he was throwing off Russ enough to where he was a non-factor. But you had Giannis go down. Milwaukee, they somehow pulled that out. I was kind of hoping. Not that I wasn't rooting for a sweep, but I was like, let's get this over with. They're not coming back. Giannis probably doesn't play. I don't know if anything new has come out on that, but I don't see why they would play him. You don't want to jeopardize your young star.
It looks so much worse in the series for them to drop down to 3-0, but knowing that at least one of those games was really fluky in the ending, again, it doesn't matter when it's 3-0, but the play in the games certainly could have said that this should have been a 2-1 series in which maybe Giannis doesn't play yesterday at all, and if they pull that out and it's 2-2, things are a lot different. Again, that's fantasy land here, but I think the Bucks are going to walk away from this, even if they lose 4-2 and just get absolutely ripped, and then everyone's going to start speculating about what Giannis is going to do.
Dude, they were doing that already, man.
Yeah, and it's like talking about, okay, he's a lock to go to Miami, and I don't know that tells the real story. I think it's more narrative than facts.
Can we talk about Jimmy Butler? Because I fucking love Jimmy Butler.
He's so
Put
tight.
Jimmy Butler on my team. The dude is he's just a pit bull. He's so cold-blooded. I love it. Talking about guys yelling at family members. I mean, he is just out there talking shit all the time, backing it up, getting the ball. He's awesome. He may not be the most skilled player or the best player, but he plays like he's the best player in the world, and I love it.
Also, is not afraid to say what's on his mind, which I love about him.
100%.
I'm a big Butler guy as well.
And don't tell me for a second that Miami can't beat Boston or Toronto, and they might be favored to do that once they do get past Milwaukee.
They're built well. This whole playoff run by the Heat has definitely given me a new level of respect for Spoelstra, because it would have been very easy to draw up his career and say, you know what, he benefited from having a ton of megastars around, which, yeah, there's talent and being able to keep their head in the game, but Spoelstra might be one of the best I'd say top 10 for sure, but maybe top 5 coaches in the league, given the production that he's getting out of all of these players. And who the hell is Tyler Hero?
Just swag daddy.
Miami has a number of head-scratching guys. I mean, obviously, everybody knows Dragic.
Bam Adebayo is pretty popular. I mean, he's an all-star.
Yeah, but
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson is one.
Yeah.
How he's not a Spur, I don't understand.
He does put off Spur vibes. That's
well,
a great point.
He's named after the two greatest Spurs of all time.
Twin Towers, man.
Yeah.
Didn't they call him that?
Yeah, sure
Guess
did.
it's not very. You can't say that anymore.
Yeah, 9/11.
Yeah, that happened.
No, the careers
Terrorist
are over.
attack.
That's why.
Oh,
Yeah, they're retired now.
controlled demolition of their careers.
He wasn't even a standout in college, and he's just knocking down threes in the NBA, man.
Where's he from?
Wasn't he like a
Don't
D3?
remember.
Was he the dude from the D3 school? I think so.
Yeah,
Could
He
be
went
wrong.
to a random tryout in.
Yeah, he's 26. He played
He just put
Division
on
III at Williams College
put on
and
a
then
shooting
transferred to
display.
Michigan for 1 year
Okay.
and played as a senior at 24 and is now 25,
Oh, yeah.
26.
Did he cross paths with Trey Burke?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And then Iguodala's on their bench, which Iguodala away from the Warriors, I am not a fan of. Because Iguodala talks nonstop, too.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I forgot he even ended up there. He kind of unceremoniously got out of Memphis.
He did the exact opposite of what Chris Paul did in Oklahoma City. He got there
Yeah.
and said, I don't want to be there. Chris Paul said, I don't want to be here. And then he bought in and drug that team to Game 7 against the Rockets. To Chris Paul's credit. I don't like Chris Paul, but I loved how well and he bought in.
I was rooting for Chris Paul. I ended up liking him.
Mhm.
He's one of the more dick punchy guys out there. He's punched.
He's
some
the
dicks
dick
in his day.
punchiest, yeah.
But he is a fucking baller, man. Boston, Toronto.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one. We were actually at Bob's watching it kind of from our table in the bar when
Steak flex.
who hit that? Yeah, not the flex, but we did. Randy ordered a T-bone.
We got a steak off. T-bone.
Who hit that three? Was that Landry? I can't remember who hit the
Which
game winner.
which
The
game?
game 2.
Of Boston, Toronto,
It was game 3 actually. Yeah.
Lowry.
Lowry.
Yeah.
Why did I say Landry?
Mm.
I'm always thinking of Landry. All those tech kids.
Shouts.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a pick in that series. Toronto's still I guess I never really appreciated how good they really were.
Mhm.
Obviously, they're doing this without Kawhi. Clips Nugs. I think I boldly said that the Clips are playing like an unbeatable team, and then the Nugs just put it on them the other night. Kawhi had like his worst game of the playoffs.
Yeah, didn't
by
score in the
far,
fourth quarter.
which is shocking because no one has been able to stop him. But I fully expect them to run off 3 in a row. No offense to Denver.
Jokic, the Joker, is questionable for Game 3 with a sprained left
Did he threat
wrist.
someone too?
Not that I know of, but I wouldn't rule it out.
Okay. Did you guys watch any golf?
No.
No.
I turned it on, saw that DJ was up very comfortably on Sunday, and I was like, that's all I need to know.
Well, the tournament finishes today. It's a Friday through Monday Labor Day special.
It is.
Well, nevertheless,
But
DJ was
yes.
up comfortably on Sunday. I guess this Sunday is not a Sunday, but you know what I mean.
Well, he's got a 4-shot lead. I think Xander just teed off. He's at 15. DJ's at 19 under. It's over. I'll tune in to see, but DJ's on a tear.
Where are they playing?
Atlanta.
East Lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just never sure DJ's not going to choke. I'm just going to say that. He's up 4 strokes right now. They're through 1. Until he stomps some people out. And I know
still
he's done
think that
it.
after
Yeah.
I was going to say, when's the last time he had like a...
Well, he didn't play great down the stretch last week, even though he got to the playoff and lost. And he stomped people out and won by 11 the week before that. But we'll see if this thing is close within a stroke going to 17 or 18. I'm watching. I like Xander. The leaderboard looks great. JT, Morikawa, Rahm.
Yeah.
But it's DJ's to lose, obviously.
Yeah, not much on this. Tour championship. That looks great for his resume. He's already a Hall of Famer. But this is good.
As golf idiot, can I ask one question of you fellas?
You're probably not going to get the right
The
answer. but
concept
yes.
and or like structure of the Tour Championship versus like the FedEx Cup and like all of these, like I feel like it's very NASCAR Sprint Cup race. Like we're trying to add in a championship to something that doesn't need it, although there's money there to be had. So like, what do you guys look at aside from the number of majors won within a calendar year? Does this hold any
No.
importance to you?
no.
It was given more when when Tiger won last year's Tour Championship, or 2018, excuse me. That I was like, okay, do I need to give more credit to this? No, it's just like a way for them to. It's a huge payday.
Mhm.
It's quote playoffs,
Is this the same as the FedEx Cup, or is
No.
it different?
No, but
'Cause,
it's
like,
a
I'm
part of it, right?
I put
Yeah.
my weight into the FedEx Cup.
It's a
'cause
part
like
of
a
it.
accumulation of like success throughout the entire.
But it is
season.
confusing to KJ's point. There's just there's too many championships.
I
The fact
agree.
that you're asking this question, you casual golf fan, like that means it's too confusing.
Because then, from my understanding, you also don't have to play every tournament in said playoff, which I get this year's different because it's, everything's sequential. But like, you wouldn't have to play every tournament in the playoff and still be eligible to advance and or remain in or win, basically, which is funky in my head. I'm like, if you want to add value to it, like this needs to be a pressure cooker for like 4 straight weeks.
Well, did you know that it's a competition that's sponsored by FedEx? Were you aware of that? That's what the
think so.
Wikipedia notes. I was going to give you some adjusted rules, and maybe this will help, maybe it won't. But the tour adjusted the rules in each of the 2 years after its introduction in 2007.
Because they thought it sucked 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it was just so there's like I can't even give you like how you qualify for it. You get points, and I think that's a weird deal. And I'm going to give a lot of bad intel, so I'm not even going to say.
I think that answers the question. I obviously am trying my best to stay engaged. PGA, which we'll talk about here in a second, helps. That I've realized that Jonathan Davis and his band got together, and they're also into golf too. So
Yeah, follow the leader.
I'm on board with.
Is that a golf reference?
Whatever the Corn Ferry Tour is, I'm learning this thing.
I zoned out, and I knew where you were going with that, and I cannot believe you just worked in a corn reference into the golf talk.
Yeah, I mean that's low hanging fruit.
I
feel
did
like.
not know that Follow the Leader was about being a part of the gallery at the Masters.
It is. It's very difficult to do.
It changes the
Anyhow.
whole.
It's about the
meaning.
patrons.
I drove
Yeah, the
that into
patrons.
ground, but I got my question answered, so thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Shout out to DJ. I'm happy for him. Get paid. Get that money. Let's do some quick dips. Authentic wins the Kentucky Derby. Micah, your thoughts?
I love horse racing.
Did not know it was a Kentucky wow,
Dude.
Kentucky Derby weekend until I saw the winner flash across my screen when I was watching football.
Not as much fun without the crowd.
Without the hats and the mint juleps and the fancy suits
Yes,
and all that.
normally the first
pageantry.
Saturday in May, obviously, and moved, but really weird watching this in a totally empty thing because
Yeah.
that's a great TV show, especially like you have on in the background, even if you don't care, just to see all the hats and the people drinking.
That's all
and
fun.
That's fun. It's
You
good.
get
This
2 minutes
was
of racing at the end.
this
of it,
was
which
just
is
a
cool,
horse
but-
race,
Yeah,
and I'm not a big on betting the horsies.
authentic one.
Did you
But
see any
shouts
of the
authentic.
pre-race or anything?
We had on in the background on Saturday.
Was Johnny Weir and Tara
They
Kaczynski
were
or
not
whatever?
there. They're my favorite part.
Okay,
generally.
then that's
the
all.
only
That's all in
reason
there.
to tune in.
Yeah.
Lipinski, not Kaczynski.
Do they have
the drip on Weir.
the
Man,
Unabomber?
He stays dripping.
Hey, do they have a podcast?
I
Wait,
don't know.
I'd probably
The
listen to
horses?
it. No, not the horses.
Nay.
Tara and Johnny.
They're probably talking about figure skating, which just doesn't sound too interesting to me.
Just talk
Boom.
about pop culture.
Full circle. Johnny Weir, Dancing with the Stars contestant.
This season?
Yeah,
Boom.
with Carol Baskins.
Stars over my head.
Dude, Carol Baskin's cigarette. Dude, Joe Exotic. Hey, you think he'll get pardoned by Trump?
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude. Hey, let's check out our esports segment. Warzone glitch, it says here. KJ,
Yes.
can you give
Fill
us an
me in.
explanation? You're our esports
I'm
correspondent today.
The map of Verdansk is quite wide, quite large. You can spend an entire 30-minute game and not see the other side of the map unless you utilize one of like 4 or 5 vehicles. And apparently there's a glitch that will essentially wreck the entire game for 150 players. That was brought
Sad.
on by the vehicles. Now, I don't know how you would have enacted the glitch. I've seen like the results of it, and I didn't pay too close attention when it was going on. But their solution while they're fixing it was to take out all of the vehicles in the game, which if you've played Warzone, again, it dramatically affects the
Wait, currently there are no vehicles?
there are no vehicles. So there's no reason to carry around a rocket.
Okay, the other day I was playing and I was driving the what's it called, the Trek? What's it? One of the vehicles, the open air one.
Okay.
And I smoked some dude, and immediately I got booted from the game.
That might have been a part of it.
Okay.
I never saw it in action. So if that was it, then That's
What
pretty.
What if you're patient zero
because
of the glitch?
usually if I'm gonna like lose a connection, I'll start like I'll show signs up before I actually get booted.
some lag.
But it just shut down. It was weird.
It was interesting to play the game without it because again, you're not carrying around rockets, so it renders people like myself and friend of the pod Klein completely useless because that was the only thing we brought to the table was being good drivers and
Big
shooting
rocket
rockets.
guy.
But also, if you were to drop in outside the circle and not be paying attention, you're effed.
You're toast.
You're completely effed because you need
You're
that to
getting
get
gassed.
to the circle. So it's a big deal. But as the people who make Warzone, Activision, and all of them, Infinity Ward, I believe it is, they are very good about being on top of this shit. So they took the cars out. I'd venture to say it'll be back by Thursday or something. I don't know.
Did they throw out the baby with the bathwater?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to use that in a sentence.
What?
Did they throw out the baby with the bathwater?
That would be shutting down the
Oh.
entire game. But
You
I
heard-
do like that.
You ever heard that
speech, too.
saying?
No, but
Surprised you weren't familiar with that.
it makes sense, but I've never heard it.
It's kind of an old Texas thing. Old
Washing
Texas
kids in
saying.
bathwater.
LBJ used to say it quite a bit. Hey, check us out on Twitch. Washed Media on Twitch.
We're doing Fall Guys this week.
We're doing Fall Guys. I think I'm the only one who hasn't played it. I'm gonna go in completely. I'm not gonna practice or anything.
I played 2 games of it.
I played one game by myself and then one game, and your son Dylan was better than me. Parks and I played
Did he
pre-show.
advance at all?
Neither of us advanced,
Okay.
but he was closer to advancing than I was.
What a guy.
What's your take on the PGA game? I feel like this is a good open forum for that.
I feel like it is a fun game to play multiplayer. It is fun to hop on like a Friday or Saturday during a global pandemic if you're not really doing anything. And, crack some beers and play like a scramble or an alternate shot. There's different formats. The game hasn't changed that much. The previous iteration of it, I think it was like the Golf Club. I used to play it. It was like a 2019 version. Graphics are similar. There's some more course options. Like you can go play Riviera. I played Sweetens Cove the other day, which is cool.
Is that the girl from Full House, Jodie Sweeten?
That's her.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
it's her home
I'd
course.
play her Cove.
Wow. But it's fine. It's not Tiger Woods. Nothing will ever be Tiger Woods. But it scratches the itch. That's the only way I can say it. But yeah, check us out. I twitched it on Friday. I'm probably going to start twitching it every Friday. And then, yeah. When are we twitching? Tomorrow's Fall Guys?
Tomorrow's Fall Guys.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. Fantastic. You want to get H? Let's get H.
When my team wins a big game, it's good. But when my team doesn't win the big game, you better look out, Buster. I'm a loose cannon. This is not good at all.
The Horny Report. What's everybody H for this week? I think I can guess Dylan.
I'm going to stick with what I've been horny for the last couple of weeks, which is playoff hockey. I would love to say Texas football, but they're playing UTEP, and I can't really get excited for that. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with my Golden Knights playoff hockey against your Stars.
A lot of people will say
Game 2 tomorrow.
I said that weird. A lot of people are saying UTEP's a trap game.
No one's saying that. I have no
I've
idea.
seen some chatter.
UTEP, they have a surprising game every now and then.
If you could go back and keep Bouchel and get rid of Ellinger.
Absolutely not.
You're out of your mind.
Absolutely not.
Enjoyed
Ellinger is-
224 passing yards.
Ellinger is 10 times the quarterback than noodle arm Bouchel is.
I thought he had a good arm. His dad's
No,
Steve
he doesn't-
Bouchel.
That doesn't mean he has a good arm.
He's one of the all-time great Texas Ranger third basemen,
No.
not named Adrian Beltre.
Ellinger doesn't have a huge arm, by the way, but it's better than Bouchel's.
It's public information, but I don't think it's been discussed here. But fun fact about Shane Bouchel, he's a post-vasectomy kid.
Really?
Shocking.
Oh yeah, this is a
Miracle
well-known
Child.
fact. Yeah, that
Miracle child.
he's the miracle
So
child.
it was meant to be.
Look,
Steve's got that alpha C.
I have nothing against the kid. I just don't want him quarterbacking my team.
Dude, imagine having so much testosterone that you're able to
Yeah.
just completely go around whatever tube has been snipped and still – that's amazing. Shout out to him and his high T.
Overcome the laws of science.
Must
Oh,
be
he
nice.
definitely overcame it.
Yeah.
Micah.
I'm going to do something I've never done before on this podcast. This is episode 8. The first 7 H reports have been for Pro Hoops. This week, it's pro football.
Mama, there goes that man.
Sunday, Your boy is going to be cooking some brats or something, some sausage. I will be drinking domestic light beer, and I will be watching 7 hours of commercial-free football. Red Zone is back, baby.
Red Zone now available on YouTube TV.
I'm about to say the same thing.
Wow.
I got the notification, and I immediately copped. Immediately.
Wow. Don't even think twice about that.
Free?
$10.
I think it's $10 a month.
Last year it was...
But it also gives you NFL Network.
Did the company pay for your Red Zone?
No.
Could argue.
NFL Network was free, but Red Zone $10 a month.
Right.
Without question, I'll do it.
Last year, AT&T Uverse dropped the Red Zone channel, so I spent the whole season streaming it illegally on Reddit, and it actually worked pretty well.
I didn't stream it. I just went without it, and it was miserable.
I cannot imagine.
Oh.
So I actually, before I get too H for that, I should make sure I can cop an illegal stream this year.
If only you knew
help.
people with YouTube TV that could add you to their family, and you could maybe watch YouTube TV.
See about it.
But so you're just H for the whole week of football.
No, it's not even that.
Okay.
I'm just ready for the first Sunday. I now have a puppy, as you guys know. Shouts to Charlie the dog. You can see her on my Instagram at Michael Weiner. But I've waited. I've just really been excited to have a lazy ass Sunday with my puppy.
Gotcha.
And that's what we're getting on
I'm
Sunday.
going to start calling you Jumbo.
I'd like that.
KJ.
I will go 5 strong horse heads. Excited for Jags Colts, baby. Minshew Magic is back. This is the spot in which I was ready for the Iron Skillet, but again, it's Horned Frogs. Couldn't keep their digits out of the deltas, and here we are.
Wow.
Just too much mosting. Too much mosting at Amon Carter or whatever. Okay. What's the matchup? What are we looking at there? So we got Colts.
So we got Phillip Rivers, Gardner Minshew.
Oh my God, I completely forgot.
Feel the excitement.
So Phillip Rivers is the starter. Who's his backup?
Somebody who probably won't see the field.
The guy who was
one of his
last
12 kids. I don't know.
Jacoby Brissett is still on the
Is
roster.
he still there? Okay, then Brissett for sure.
Okay.
Yep.
We didn't even talk about Fournette to the Bucks, but that happened.
Fucking hell.
Not that I care. For me, it's Dallas Stars hockey, playoff hockey. I'm riding this wave as long as it'll go. Fantastic. Just enjoying it. The Game 7, one of my favorite all-time sports moments, man. Just fun. Having fun with it. Not going to let it tear the pod apart. I'm not going to get personal with Dylan. I might chirp him a little bit on the Twitter, but
I will ignore you.
Well,
you
friendly
did ignore
wager.
me. I was chirping their Twitter feed.
I wasn't mad at you. It wasn't like you took a shot.
Well,
at me.
you
I
side texted
I didn't
me.
want to engage.
You side texted me. You side slacked me.
I didn't side anything in. Side smack you if you keep going though.
Oh fuck.
No, come on, man.
Randy, you seeing this? I don't know. I just saw Micah look at Randy like Randy did something.
I was
Okay.
just making sure Parks wasn't listening to his father promise violence against Dave.
Oh, I forgot. Dude, his son literally beats me up every time he sees me.
Dude,
so.
Parks likes to come to my defense about stuff. It's actually pretty funny, pretty cute.
Yeah, much to.
Don't hurt my daddy.
Yeah, my God, dude, I'm not gonna hurt your dad. All right, let's run it back. Hope you're ready for that.
I am. Hello, and welcome to Run It Back. This is the segment in which we discuss the things that we've previously discussed. Let's start from the top today.
What a great segment.
LBJ is Micah's favorite president, and LBJ was also his name in college. Dave, Kyle Park, and Alexis Texas were quite the trio in college.
Didn't know each other really.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to say that she doesn't know who I am.
A lot of spares
Y'all hung out
getting
a lot
strikes.
together
No, I don't think we
privately.
did.
LBJ called his unit Jumbo, and he demanded a tailor alter his pants because, quote, as Dave said, his balls was hot. Dylan ignored the haters from Dallas.
Mhm.
He's also, quote, got the fever.
Oh, baby.
Randy got a Twitter notification.
That's big for him.
The Golden Knights social media team is the Carol Baskin of the NHL.
Oh.
That was mine. That was a little editorial note. At KJ with your city's flags.
Yes.
Dave only pops champagne when he's winning a championship game. Did I say that right?
Right.
Worse
right.
than
That was okay.
Okay, sorry. Many people are calling Texas State's new quarterback Brady McFootball.
That's right.
KJ does not think that Pat Mahomes is a system quarterback. Hank Williams Jr.'s rowdy friends are quite rowdy. Djokovic throated some woman.
Saw it.
No one in the squad has ever been wheelchaired out of a place for crapping themselves. What happened on this show? If this happened to Dave, the throating, he's suing everyone and drinking bala juice for the ball abuse.
Right.
Golf keeps changing the rules. Johnny Weir stays dripping. When asked if the Derby horse has a podcast, Dylan says, nay.
Come on.
There are no vehicles in Warzone at the moment, rendering KJ and Klein totally useless. Shane Buechele's dad is Steve Buechele, who has, quote, that alpha T. KJ is 5 strong horse heads, H, for Jags Colts, baby. And Parks literally beats up Dave every time he sees him.
Yeah, it's a problem.
He walked in here, and the first thing he said is Dave here yet? He wanted Dave to catch that smoke immediately.
He wants a piece.
He wanted to set the tone.
I heard him say Venmo your lunch money. It's pretty wild, dude.
Yeah, I don't know how this would. Maybe you're letting them play all these violent video games and stuff, and I think it's really becoming a problem for me mainly.
We'll see about it.
Okay. Anything else? Good pod.
That was fun,
Good
man.
Monday Labor Day pod. People are gonna
pod.
like this.
Good
I heard
pod.
it was a wild one.
Watch this space. Watch these socials, because we've got more content coming this week.
Did you say watch the space?
Watch this space, yeah.
Okay. That's a weird way of putting it, but sure.
You know, Dylan claims that his ranch has the best view of stars in the state of Texas.
It's true.
Wow.
He said this
Well,
earlier.
Typically placed between
The Big Dipper and...
He's
No.
also he hates constellations. We covered this.
yeah,
You
constellations.
can mirror some Heiskinen, if you will.
It's a good
Wow.
place to what.
that
Proud of
sounds
that
great.
one.
Yeah, I'll explain why after this. It's not huge.
Okay, cool.
Holiday pods hit different.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank you for your labor.
We'll see you guys Thursday.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I want my chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Mama, there goes that man.